Hi, I'm Kenny Anderson, Director of Multicultural Affairs for the City of Huntsville, and welcome to Impact. Each week we bring you information about exciting things that are happening in our community, and today will be no different. Kisha Freed is no stranger to this broadcast. She is the CEO of Word-Xpress. We're going to be talking to her today about a very, very dynamic project called the Word-Xpress Reggae Project. And she's here to talk to us today. Kisha, welcome back to the broadcast.
Thank you for having me again, Kenny.
It's good to have you. And one of the reasons I like to have you, because I always feel like this is kind of a freestyle version of Impact. I feel that there's energy and that there's going to be a vibe in the room today. So thank you for being here and being willing to share with us all of this wonderful stuff that you're doing.
Oh, most certainly, anytime.
So let's start from the beginning just to kind of refresh some people's minds, because we introduced you before in a different venue, but Word-Xpress is something that you've taken ownership of, and it's a brand that you're building and promoting in a lot of different ways. Right. And this specific project is just another aspect of the work that you're doing.
Right.
But let's start with what Word-Xpress is. What's the concept? Where did it come from? And how did it come to be?
Well, Word-Xpress came from a vision that I had of, being an artist for quite a long time, but not really being an active artist. Sort of connected with people who wanted to develop their talents and put them out into the world. So originally it started off as an online website where artists could get connected, share their talents. But it seemed like it became a trend at that point. And so I wanted Word-Xpress to be something unique, something different. And so within a year or two, it actually expanded into a larger vision. I had this thought one day. I said, what if all of the artists came together, put their talents and their gifts, within a collaboration and produce something that will have a positive impact on their community or on the world at large. And so from that idea, it was an experiment. It was something that I really hadn't seen anyone else do before. But, I like to take risks and I like adventure. So I decided to give it a shot. And so, our first project, which started off as a small project, sort of an experiment to see, let's see if this really works before we do something big. We started off with Craig Groove, who's a music producer here in Huntsville. Ron Korn is a local photographer. And then I had a connection with Floyd Boykin in St. Louis, Missouri, who owns an online poetry magazine.
And I've spoken to him before on my radio show.
Oh, yes, that's right. Sure did. Another collaboration. And, Word-Xpress is no stranger to collaboration with Kenny Anderson. I'm really grateful for that. Yeah, we did that interview or the forum on education and poetry. Yeah, it was a poetry show. But, so Floyd having an online website that exposes poets and musicians and visual artists, I collaborated with him and said, hey, can we do this collaboration? You and I interview Craig Groove, a music producer who's worked with people like Chris Brown and I believe Stevie Wonder and some other hot names. And we'll get Ron Korn Photography to shoot photos of him in SoundCell Studio. And so, also Dwight Pope was a part of that. So, it grew from just not only an article in the poetry magazine, Spoken Visions magazine with Floyd Boykin, but we also took the project to social media and started adding inspirational quotes around success and reaching your goals using some of Dwight Pope's inspirational quotes. So that was our first collaboration, small, but yet had an impact. And it gave us the confirmation that this can work and this is something that we can continue to build on.
As an artist, is it natural for you to collaborate with others? That's a territory that a lot of people find difficult navigating sometimes. And I just wonder what your experience has been like.
Well, so, I knew that I was, kind of stepping on, shaky territory, because like you said, I noticed that a lot of artists were not collaborating. And before I even jumped into this, again, I tested the waters on Facebook. I started the Word-Xpress Artist Connection, bringing artists in to do little creative things online, creative challenges. When we had this thing called PTAR, Poets Talk About America's Realities, where I'd shoot out some popular topics, say, Teacher Bay. And then ask poets, what's your opinion? And then we have these online conversations. And, it was an amazing experience to collaborate online, on social media, getting everybody's point of view and, cutting down on any arguments, any conflicts, people taking things personally. So, I got a taste of, what that was like. But yeah, I mean, when it comes to working with artists, we're very independent. We have our visions, we have our ideas, this is how I want it. And then, sometimes people clash and projects never get completed. So I knew what I was, stepping into, and I knew that there would be a lot of room for growth for myself personally. And I always put the vision before my own personal ego or my own personal ideas. Yes, I would like it this way, but this group of people have another vision. Let's put our, come together and talk about how each one of our needs or each one of our vision can be met. And that is that's true collaboration. That's true experimentation. And I think that's what I learned the most from the latest project, the Word-Xpress Reggae Project.
And I know, of course, as a member of Art and Soul Society of Expression, you've had a
Yes.
lot of opportunity to work with other people who are like-minded in terms of their creativity.
Right.
Celebrated a big anniversary this year, the 15th
Yes.
year anniversary of the organization. And the whole notion that you all come together and put these activities together that the community really responds to
Right.
and relates to. What do you think it is about what you all present as artists to this community that really causes people to gravitate and support it to the extent that they do? Is there a cultural community in Huntsville that's ready for what you have to offer?
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. The audience has expanded exponentially, I would say, at least within the past 4 years. I'm still young and new to Art and Soul. I think this is my second year, but I've been attending and participating in the open mic and interacting with the artists within Art and Soul as well as within the audience. But I think what draws people is the love. Again, putting the vision before me, myself, and I. This is about community. This is about creating an environment where people feel where they belong, because that's a major problem with the world. People feel like they don't belong, so they go into malls and in movie theaters and shoot up people. This is a place where people feel like they belong. It's a time for fellowship. For some people, it's a spiritual experience. I feel connected with everyone in this room. For others, it's I've got something inside of me and I need to share it with others. And going further, for some, it's I want to develop my talent and see how people respond. We put a lot of love, vision, and energy into Art and Soul experiences, not just create an open mic. Everybody has an open mic, so what? What we do is we create an atmosphere with our decor. We decide on the music, we decide on the colors, we come up with creative themes that get people excited and say, oh yeah, I gotta be there and experience that. And then when they get there, not only do they experience that, they can feel our unity and our camaraderie within the room.
So it's a lot of branding that goes on in the process as well. And that leads us to the project, the Word-Xpress Reggae Project, which is an extension of the Word-Xpress brand that you have put out there right now. So tell us about this specific project.
Well, this one was pretty much impromptu. You know, back in 2000, I think it's 2014, we were talking earlier that I was on the show with the Kimberly Fells Jones Foundation and Sandy Cross from Huntsville Hospital, talking about the breast cancer project and breast cancer in the community and what we were doing. That project ended pretty much, well, I would say we were able to get our 1,000 books November 2014, and I continued to do distribution throughout 2015 and early this year. So on the tail end of that project, and believe me, I was exhausted. I was pretty tired.
Put a lot of work
a
into that.
4-year project. You know, I had no idea it was going to be that big, and I'm blessed. I'm feeling blessed that Word-Xpress did that. But on the tail end of that project, Dwight Pope, who, you know, is a artist visionary, you know, there's no word to describe him, came to me and said, I've got an idea for Word-Xpress. And I said, okay, shoot. And he said, a reggae project. And I was like, okay. You know, I resonated with that. My father, for some reason, I don't know how, but he really got into reggae music when I was at the age of 4. But it wasn't until probably about 8th grade that I really started paying attention to the music and the lyrics and started resonating with the music. It's a very spiritual music, but it's also socio-political, something that people don't like to, you know, to mix and connect. But, you know, I found that to be, you know, something powerful. So it drew me in. Dwight Pope likes dance hall music and reggae music. And so when he mentioned it to me, I said, oh, I like the sound of that. And when he gets excited about something, he jumps on it right away. Little did I know that he had already contacted the people that he thought would be good for the project. And I'm like, oh my God, I want to take a break. But it was perfect timing. It was perfect timing because that was at the end of 2014, and I remember sitting on my sofa like a vegetable watching BET Music Awards. And that particular award show to me felt very dark and heavy. I kept looking for positive music and I didn't see any. And that disturbed me. And you know, I get really serious about these things sometimes. I'm working on getting better at that. But it hit me later on during the week. I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. I have a music project on the table. I can contribute to the world and do something different. Here's, you know, the opportunity for Word-Xpress to put positive music with some sort of content that makes people feel and make people think out here in the world. And I don't have to be discouraged or down about what somebody else is doing. And so to be totally honest with you, I was not supposed to be an artist on this project. But, you know, I guess it was in the cards, and things fell together where the music producer, Keith Reeves, insisted that I be on the project because I was a poet. And he said, we need songwriters, so we're going to need you to be involved. And, you know, to be totally honest, I've always had a desire to do music. I wrote songs years ago when I was in college, and decided to give it another shot. And, you know, things unfolded, and we have about 7 or 8 artists on this project. So it's been pretty exciting.
It sounds like a wonderful and exciting project that I know you want lots of people to know how to connect with.
Yes.
So tell people how they can find out more information about this project.
Okay. We have a website. The website is wxreggaeproject.com. And when you go to this website, you can actually download a free song. You can also get the latest updates about, you know, what we're doing with the project, because, you know, we're working on promotion, but we're going to continue to record music because we have such a strong camaraderie. The core team is Keith Reeves, the producer of Polarized Entertainment, and Bert Corbin, who a lot of people know is the lead singer of Kush Reggae Band. And I tell you, you know, you talk about stepping on shaky ground and territory, I was a little nervous because I knew Bert, and you know, we had a friendship and we had done some things before, but we didn't know Keith. But I'm telling you, it was like a synergy. We just immediately got on the same page. And, you know, because of that, I think that we were able to pull this together and produce something that is definitely going to have an impact.
We hope that you'll tune in for the next edition of our broadcast, and we hope that you'll follow us on our Facebook page, which is Impact with Kenny Anderson, where we'll have a video of this broadcast that you've just watched, as well as behind-the-scenes images of the broadcast. So do you have like a little 30-second something to take us out of this segment?
I do.
Give me a little something real quick.
Okay, this is Bert Corbin in a song that he wrote, Inherit the Earth. It's a short promo video clip for this particular song that he wrote, produced by Keith Reeves.
All right, and we'll take it on out with that.
Okay.
Kisha Freed, CEO of Word-Xpress, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me, Kenny.
All right.
Come little children, come get your lesson. Come little children, don't miss your blessing. Come little children, Mother Nature is a calling. The meek shall